Hey guys, it's Jordan, and today I am going to be attempting something kind of risky. I'm going to try to make you guys feel better about yourselves by allowing you to laugh at me. Without further ado, I present 8 weird ways that I've hurt myself. As I know how much people on the internet enjoy laughing at other people's pain, I'm sure you guys are going to find this hilarious. Number 1. I broke my thumb getting the mail. In essence, I tripped over a rock. Great going, Jordan. Really, your abilities, they're extraordinary. Number 2 isn't so much weird or my fault per se, as much as it is just I've done it so many times that it's impossible to not bring it up. I'm sure you guys can relate. Legos. I don't even have to say any more than that. I mean, I'm 99.9% positive that Legos are just concentrated evil. Those little pieces of plastic and death come straight out of Hades itself. And they don't give at all. After you step on one, you're pretty much immobilized for about an hour. Number 3 is one of the many times I've sliced my hand open. I was cutting cake, okay? I know. I have to tell the story now. It was my freshman year of high school. One of the kids' parents had brought ice cream cake. Now, me, being the food lover that I am, I thought that I had to go get some. So I did. I walked right up to the table and I was like, I'm getting this cake and I don't care what anybody has to say about it. Ice cream cakes are kind of hard. They were using plastic, cake servers for some reason. I have no idea why. And so I take the cake server and I start to cut. And I get about halfway down and I realize it's still hard in the middle. Now, to set the scene a little bit, just remember that I'm surrounded by people, all my friends and people that I don't like. So I'm just standing there, cutting my cake. I get about halfway through and I'm like, this isn't gonna cut. But in the back of my head, I'm thinking, come on, Jordan, you're strong. You can do this. It's a cake, full force. And I was just trying to cut, but it wouldn't cut. The cake is gonna give before the server, right? No. The cake server, this plastic cake server, snapped in half. I had the handle in my hand, and it came up and it sliced my hand open. And then everybody laughed at me. All of those people witnessed my stupidity. Nobody knew I sliced my hand open though. I kind of hid it from everyone. I tend to be pretty good at hiding stuff if I have to, especially stuff like that. I don't know why. It's really weird. Number 4 is kind of terrifying. You know when you get a paper cut and it hurts like crazy? Well, I did that, but it wasn't paper that I cut myself on. It was cardboard. If you think a paper cut hurts, just imagine it being with something that's about 5 to 6 times thicker than paper, and then it just saws through your hand. Number 5, I sprained my wrist really, really badly, so much so that when I went to the doctor, they thought it was fractured at first. This is weird, but only because I don't know how I did it. I don't tend to feel pain very much. For about 3 to 4 weeks, I had been having a pain in my wrist. And I would go like this, and I would move my arm from side to side, and I could feel the bones popping inside of my wrist. One day, I'd be like, oh, how much? Geez, that really hurts. But in my head, I'd be like, oh, it'll probably be fine tomorrow. Well, about 4 weeks later, I went to my mom and I was like, Mom, I really think something is wrong with my wrist. And she's like, well, how long has it been hurting? And I'm like, 4 weeks. And she was just like, well, why didn't you tell me? And I was like, well, I'm me. I was like, I'll be fine. There's no blood. Went to the doctor's office, and they took an x-ray of my wrist. Well, the doctor there was kind of younger, this younger guy, and he looked at the x-rays and he's like, yeah, you fractured your wrist. And I was like, oh, right. And he's like, yeah, it's been fractured for about 4 weeks. And I'm just like, yeah, really? Yeah. I had no idea. It started hurting yesterday. They gave me a brace. And basically, I had to wear that for much longer than I originally thought. I had to wear it for probably, I think, 7 or 8 weeks. because it had already started to form incorrectly. Like, it had started to grow, like, heal itself, but in the wrong position. Because it was sprained, that's the part. We got a phone call later on, and it was an older doctor, and he was just like, yeah, your wrist is not fractured. I don't know what he was talking about, but basically, your wrist is just really, really badly sprained. I had a sprained wrist for about 12 weeks, but I still don't know how I did it to this day. Number 6 is something I'm kind of ashamed of. You know those mesh trash baskets, like these ones, like that people use in dorm rooms? Well, this is the kind of trash basket I have in my bedroom. So one day, I was cleaning my room, and I had this big cardboard box that I had to throw away. And, you know, most people will just flatten out the boxes and put it out in the hallway or something like that. Being who I am, I thought, oh, I'll just put it in my trash basket. Who does that? I don't even know. Okay, so I take this big cardboard box, and I'm trying to shove it into this little tiny mesh trash basket. I go down like this, and I try to like punch it in or something, and I grate my knuckles on the mesh trash bin. They were messed up, like that you could tell that I had like ground something up against them. Number 7 is another really, really strange thing that I did. And I sliced my finger open on a shoelace. Now, because of Phineas and Ferb, I know what those little plastic things on the end of the shoelace are called. They're called aglets. Not that it matters. So I'm tying my shoes, and I'm like, oh, okay, good. Gonna tie my shoes here. And I just like, I don't even know how it happened. Like, one minute I'm tying my shoes, and the next minute there's just blood pouring out of my hand. Now we come to the final story. I say story because it's a doozy. Number 8 is when I fell off of my bike. It's one of my very favorite stories to tell people if I'm trying to make fun of myself. Basically, I was with my friend, and I was in an unfamiliar part of town. Like, I was at my grandmother's house or something. And we were like, oh, we're just gonna ride up to the store, and we're gonna go get some ice cream cones. So we went, and we like parked our bikes outside the store, and we went in, and we got our double scoop ice cream cones, and we were all happy. So I'm eating my ice cream, and my friend goes, hey, Jordan, you think we should go home? And I say, sure, let's do it. So both of us get onto our bikes, holding our ice creams on our bikes. Like I said, it's unfamiliar territory. I have no idea what's going on at this point. It's not even my bike. It was her dad's bike. So it was too big for me because I'm, like, short. I'm riding along, and I hit this part of the sidewalk is about that much above the other one. So I hit my front wheel into that. Like, it's like collision. I flip over the front of the handlebars, land in the grass. Thank heavens I landed in the grass. I would have been dead right now. So I'm laying there on my back. I have ice cream all over my body. I've got cuts on my legs and my arms. I get up, get back on my bike, pick my ice cream up off the ground, and continue on. Did you eat the ice cream, Jordan? You might ask. Yes. Yes, I did. So those were all the terrifying ways that I've hurt myself throughout my 16 years of life. I'm sure none of you have done anything as horrendous as these things. Anyways, I hope you guys had fun laughing at me, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.